clean water is left, can be bitter by the spirit of jealousy. Verse 19.
Mercy.
And the Kohen shall put her under an oath and say to the woman, if no man is laid with you, and if you have not gone aside to uncleanness, and another instead of your husband, you are free from the bitter mayim and this curse. But if you have gone aside to another husband instead of your husband, another man, and if you are defiled, and some man has laid with you beside your husband, the Kohen will charge the woman with an oath of cursing. And the Kohen shall say to the woman, Yahweh make you a curse, and an oath among your people. When Yahweh makes your thigh to rot and your belly to swell, and this mayim that causes the curse shall go into your bowels, to make your belly to swell and your thigh to rot. And the woman shall say, Amen, Amen. And the Kohen will write these curses in a scroll, and he shall blot them out with the bitter mayim. When Yeshua hung on the cross, on the tree, it says he blot out the handwriting, the bill of handwriting that was against us. That was the spiritual adultery of both houses of Israel. The list of commandments that we broke through our spiritual whoring was nailed to the cross. It was not the Torah that was nailed to the cross. It was the handwritten ordinances of broken commandments that were against us. It was not the Torah itself that was nailed to the tree of sacrifice. So when Colossians says he nailed the scroll with the ordinances to the cross, having blotted them out of the way, it's talking about all the ordinances that you and I broke. And then we were under a curse. And he removed the curse of the unfaithful woman from before him. Cause them to drink the bitter mayim. Mayim that caused the curse will enter into her. She will become bitter. The Kohen will take the jealousy offering out of the woman's hand and will wave the offering before Yahweh and offer it upon the altar. The Kohen will take a handful of the offering as a memorial offering, burn it on the altar. Afterward, he will cause the woman to drink the mayim. When he has made her to drink the mayim, then it will come to pass, if she is defiled and she has trespassed against her husband, the mayim that causes the curse will enter her and become bitter. Her belly shall swell, her thigh shall rot, the woman will be a curse among her people. If the woman is not defiled but is clean, she shall be free, and she shall conceive zerah. But notice how many women were accused before the high priest by the spirit of jealousy, and they were actually innocent. That's why jealousy is a spirit. Hello? It's a spirit. This is the Torah of jealousy. Look at verse 29. This is the laws, the Torah of jealousy. When a wife turns aside to another husband, or her husband, or turn aside to another instead of her husband, and is defiled. Verse 30. Or, turn your neighbor and say, or, when the ruach of jealousy becomes a curse upon him, and he is jealous because of his wife, and he has no reason to be jealous, he will set the woman before Yahweh. The Kohen will execute for her the examination of this Torah. Then shall the man be free from iniquity. Meaning, until the man brings it to the priest, he is not free from iniquity. He is in bondage to the curse of jealousy. And it has destroyed his marriage. It has destroyed his wife. It has destroyed his family life. It has destroyed his children. And Yeshua said, Behold, I send you Elijah and John the Beloved before the grateful day of Yahweh, lest I come and smite the earth with the curse of a jealous husband, because I am jealous for the ways of my people that have bought into a system of love that includes a cycle of love, acceptance, rejection, and jealousy upon rejection. That is a matriarchal cycle of love. It is divorced and void, and I will turn the hearts of the children back to the patriarchs and back to the ways of the fathers. Can I hear a good amen?
Amen.
So jealousy has no place in Israelite kadosh patriarchal living. And if we're jealous, what does the word of Yahweh say? Be careful, lest that root of jealousy, lest that root of bitterness spring up and defile many. Be careful, be careful. It needs to be rooted out. How did Yahweh root it out in Israel? He brought every personal problem and exposed it openly to the Kohen. The woman walked around covered as a humble woman of Israel. She had to uncover herself and be examined. And that's what we got to do. Men and women. Well, more women, and I'll explain to you in a second. We have all women who struggle with jealousy, but men also. They go before the priest and they take off their head in a metaphoric, symbolic action of, Yahushua, examine my heart. Check my heart. Could there be any unrighteousness in me? Wash me with hyssop, and I'll be clean. I'll be whiter than snow. Tehillim 51. Here's my head covering. Here is my outward covering. Here is my everything that I am. I come to you because there's a spirit of jealousy that has come upon me, that is in our home. I bear myself to you. Examine me, change me. Change my heart, oh yeah. Make it ever true, right? Change my heart, oh yeah. Make it more like you, right? Can I hear a good amen?
Amen.
It's a spirit. And the spirit needs to be rebuked and exposed. This is the law of kana. When a wife goes aside to another husband, or when the spirit of kina comes upon him, and he be jealous, kana, over his wife. Then, when the deliverance takes place, a man will be guiltless, or a woman, once she's delivered, becomes guiltless from iniquity because it's been uncovered. So what is Eliyahu and Yochanan doing now? They are uncovering jealousy, the curse of jealousy, so that the bride can love patriarchally the wife, not jealous of the direction of the husband. The husband, not jealous of another man's direction by Yahweh, and everybody in perfect governmental divine authority submitted one to another. Do you understand what the West has done? Do you understand what Western modern society has done? Women and men are equal. Every decision is made equally. Everybody is involved. It's egalitarianism. It's mandated, monogamous egalitarianism. And that's why the letters that I get from women against plural marriage are some of the most vicious, confused. They're confused, poor confused souls, because they just see this, any kind of submission is an opportunity for me or from my children to be treated as a doormat. And I'll tell you what, mister, this is the mind of the Western woman, the liberated Western woman. You are not going to treat me as a doormat. You're not going to walk all over me. Okay? And I'm going to stand up for my rights. And I'm going to stand up for myself. Okay. There is a healthy balance to that. But the point is that the husband is the head of the wife, as Mashiach is the head of the husband, as the father is the head of Mashiach. It is not egalitarianism, it is subordinationism. One is subordinate to the other. Everybody has a role. Men have roles to play. Women has roles to play. And the priest of Israel has the biggest role to play because he wants to uncover that spirit of jealousy in a husband or in a wife. And if it's not uncovered, it will spread like a cancer. And your children will be raised with the false notion that they too have a right to be jealous in any relationship.
And that's what's happened.
But jealousy must die under the spirit of Yahweh. Like a cancerous cell must die and should die when radiated or when given chemo in Yeshua's name. It's the same principle. Okay, it's not allowed to function where Yahweh's Ruach is. It is part of the mentality of the grave. It is part of the mentality of death. Can I hear a good amen? Amen. It's part of the spirit of death. It's a spirit of death. It's a spirit of cursing. Baruch Hashem Yahweh.
Baruch Hashem Yahweh.
If you can't say oh man, say oh my. The passage reveals several important things about jealousy. It was not anointed. It definitely provided no sweet savor in Yahweh's nostrils.
Nope.
There was no oil barrel.
None.
There was no oil poured for the offering of jealousy. There was no frankincense put upon it. The offering was meant to bring iniquity to remembrance. It's a part of love, Raina. You know how it goes. You know, everybody gets jealous at some time. It's just part of life. It's just one of those things. If you're going to play the game, if you're going to play the love game, somebody's going to get jealous. It's just part of life. You know how that goes. You can't divorce it from life. Yeah, but you got to divorce it from the kingdom mentality and the kingdom mindset because it's not of Yahweh.
All right.
Notice, it'll bring sin to remembrance. The whole point of Numbers chapter 5 was to show Israel that jealousy was a sin that needed to be brought out to the light to remembrance and not to submerge it and claim